Bro. Uh, I've shared some links on the chat box, so if you can be part of the group, our Telegram channel or the YouTube channel, you can subscribe to. Okay, so for more updates. So yeah, we'll quickly move ahead with. Saurabh, you want to open the show? I think you're on mute.
Sure.
Okay, let me spotlight you. Yeah.
Hello, and a very good evening to you all. My name is Saurabh Sharma, and I'm having around 12 years of IT experience. So today, I would like to share my views from a very powerful book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And the topic that I am going to share is how to use the power of your subconscious mind for wealth. Every now and then we have faced financial difficulties, and uh, maybe at some point we have find it very difficult to make the ends meet. What is the main reason behind this? We all have capability, but something is not correct. The reason behind this is that we have not convinced our subconscious mind completely, and the wealth that we are seeking for is nothing more than the subconscious conviction of the part. So normally we can say that we cannot become a millionaire or wealthy just by saying I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire. It is not going to happen. We have to work on it, but most importantly we have to have a wealth conscious mindset, and we have to build our mentality and ideas around wealth and abundance. Okay, so some very simple exercise. One thing is that we can affirm ourselves uh, two powerful words: wealth and success. So that will anchor a subconscious power within yourself. And most importantly, our subconscious mind, it is like a bank, a universal financial institution. So whatever we feed it, it will magnify it, it will compound it. So if we are feeding it positivity, it will compound positivity, and vice versa. So why our affirmations for wealth are failing all the times? Like if we are giving us all the thoughts of the world, all the positivity in the world, that I will be prosperous and uh, I'll be successful, but still we are not successful. Why it is failing? It is because it is not in correspondence with our subconscious mind, or the idea that we are sharing, or we are uttering to ourselves. It is not completely accepted by our subconscious mind, and if it is not completely accepted, we are going to fail. So we have to avoid the mental conflicts, and we don't have to sign the blank checks by making saying blank checks. Whenever we are giving some thoughts to ourselves, we are not completely confident that that is going to be successful in the future or not. So in short, we are signing a blank check of failure or negative conditions for ourselves. So you need to always use few constructive statements, like by day and by night I am being prospered in all my interests. And another thing is, I'll be prospered in all my ways. So to conclude, or to sum up, there are few points that I would like to share. So wealth, it is a subconscious conviction. So build your mentality to the idea of wealth. And the trouble with most of the people is they don't have invisible means of support. That means if we are failing at one point, we don't have any support for ourselves. The feeling of wealth, it will produce wealth. Keep this thing in mind all the times, and you can overcome any mental conflict regarding wealth by affirming frequently, by day and by night, I am being prospered in all of my interests. Your conscious and your subconscious mind must agree, and your dominant idea should be of wealth, not of poverty, should be of success, not of failure. And you have to deposit thought of prosperity, wealth, and subconscious success into your subconscious mind. So uh, it will compound, and it will give you the compound interest. And to block the block to the wealth is in our own mind. So destroy the block by getting a good mental terms with everyone, and always give yourself the idea of a wealth. So that's all I would like to share. Thank you.
Amazing, Saurabh. So, if in short, if you have to summarize, right, we have hardware and software, right, in our laptop or mobile. So, how important hardware is? So, the same importance has to be given for software, right? So, what Saurabh spoke till now is about the software part, right? So, very few people recognize the software part, right? Even if the software is not proper, even if you win a lottery, have you seen any lottery person becoming wealthy like Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs? Absolutely no, right? The software part matters a lot. Okay, this is from this book, Power of Subconscious Mind. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for sharing. So we'll take intro of new people maybe after 5-10 minutes. Okay. So Nikhila, you want to go next?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can switch on. You can. Otherwise, you can go ahead.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Nikhila. Today, I am continuing my topic, that is brain rules. So today I am going to talk about rule number 9, that is stimulate sensory integration, which that stimulates more of the senses at the same time. So to talk about this rule, so we all know that, right, whenever we are doing something, we have to put full attention on the one thing, so that we will involve all our five senses. So while we if we do that, it will be easy for us to absorb any information within less than, I mean, in a less amount of time. So this is the one of the rule that that is mentioned in this book. So talking about these five senses, the next rule is vision. So we all know, right? So vision plays an important role in all the senses that we have. So whatever you do, if you do that thing, let's say in a vision, if you see anything uh, through vision, you will remember more, you will remember it for a long time rather than just listening to that. So that is what the author is saying. So vision is the most dominant sense in all of the five senses. So that whenever, if you want to remember anything for more for longer duration, so it is better to do anything in a picture format rather than listening format. So that is why, right, whenever we want to say something, if you just use one picture, that tells us many what do you say, that tells more than anything by that we speak. So these are the two rules that I wanted to speak today. So that's all from my side. So just before going to complete my talk, so I just want to revise what are the rules that I have spoken till now. So the first one I spoke about was the exercise. So I hope everyone remembered about this hippocampus, right? So exercise plays very important role in our lives. And then this hippocampus, where the neurogenesis happened, and it helps us to what do you say, in terms of memory things. And then next one is about gratitude. So gratitude acts as a natural antidepressant. So it is always must, it should, so what I would say, we should make it as a habit to do this gratitude prayer, what in whatever work we do. So it plays very important, it is really very good for our mental health. And then next rule is about human brain evolved survival instinct, that we have to make sure that all our environment where like work and then per home, everything should be healthy so that it helps to our brain. And the next rule is our every brain is wired differently. So it is uh, practically proven that no two persons can think in a same way. So that is impossible case. And the next one is people don't pay attention to boring things. So we do get bored on a normal in a regular basis, so that then it's our responsibility to make changes in our lives. And the next rule is about long term and short term memories. Again, it depends upon what we do on a regular basis. And then next I talk about sleep. So whenever we get tired and whenever we feel very clumsy, like not well, so if you just sleep for some time, then it is we are doing we are giving relax to our brain so that it will help us to think better. And then next is about stress brain. So whenever it is must to really for everyone to release the stress in any term of activity like physical activity, so by reading books and whatever do so, because it also affecting us while learning things and in our daily lives. And the next rule that today I spoke about is the senses. These are the five senses, and upon these five, so most visionary is the important one. So whatever thing we need to do, so we have if we do it through vision, then we will remember it for long time. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Thank you
And
so much,
thank
Nikhil.
you, sir. Yeah, thanks very much for this opportunity. And I want to say, I think this topic I'm continuing for, I think, from more than 2 months. So next week I wanted to say change my topic so that you guys also won't get bored.
Nikhila, we are not at all bored out of your talk. In fact, we really like the talk you bring. In fact, your talk is very simple. It's not at all complicated. You bring every week you bring one or two simple points, and you talk about it with visual wala thing, which will end the last talk of this presentation which you covered. So it really helps. Even hippocampus I can't forget, and I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone will remember that term and will learn. So one question I had, Nikhila, I think while anyway a lot of good things are happening, I see that you're quite regular and then you deliberately prepare your talk. It's not 1 week, 2 week. I've seen that 2 months, 3 months, very regularly you attend the PIMs as well. So what is keeping you motivated? So the initial journey when you started and where you are right now. So can you
Yes.
explain how many months you've been part of and then
Yeah,
what
it's
learnings you're getting?
yeah, sure. So similar, so as everyone told, right? So one day I was really thinking about what I have to do. I have to do something to myself. I have to improve. I have to grow. So what can I do? So then I started searching in the internet. Then suddenly I found the link that was shared by Kiran sir. Then I wanted to join the session. Then I contacted sir, and from that day onwards, I missed only for 1 month, that too for some personal reasons. Apart from that 1 month, I have been attending these sessions. I think I have joined in the March. I took break. This is August, right? So July month I took break. So apart from July, I have attended all the sessions, and for the PAM sessions also. I personally I liked it very much because it is really helping me personally, and I can see the growth in my career, in my professional as well. So wherever I am doing meetings and all, I can speak better when compared to previous. So that's what I can say. So that is why I decided I don't want to leave this.
That's so
Yeah, and I'm really very grateful for this. I
amazing.
can't say it in words.
We are really blessed, Nikhila. Nikhila, why don't you speak one aspect little bit specifically? You told about your corporate growth, no? Because it's very difficult to relate because personal growth generally, uh, honestly speaking, when I was not completely clear, I used to think, "Ki, why personal growth? How many books you'll read? Ultimately, it's all about action only, no? So why
Yes.
reading all those stuff? So what are the key thing which you felt ki, how indirectly it got affected and you're able to see that in action as well? That is the most important part.
Yeah, so one thing, initially I used to attend the meetings, but now I am uh, arranging the meetings with the US folks, and I think it's been twice in a week, and then I am hosting the meetings, and I am taking the lead, and then contacting with everyone and gathering points, and I am doing it everything on my own. So I can also relate this. So I was having means my manager, he used to say, Nikila, you won't do anything until I tell you. So this was the thing he used to say, but after some time he said, why I'm doing like this? Why should I wait until what he come and tell me? So no, I have to do things on my own. Means I can literally say I have the feeling of fear to talk in front of anyone. So that is the one thing that was stopping me to do all these things. But after joining this, I really felt good. So that I took that step and I am doing this thing. So yeah.
Superbly amazing, Nikhil. I'm really happy because I know I've not invited you to talk about it. It's been a long time. I really thought maybe today is the right time for you to speak and maybe share your real application, the key of our community. Amazing. Thank you so much, Nikhila.
Yeah, and once again, thank you. I'm really very thankful for this opportunity that has come to me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Over to you, Karthik.
Thank you so much, Nikhila. Wonderful sharing. So, Kiran, shall we take intro of new folks?
Yeah, sure. So maybe Karthik, why don't you give a quick context? As in, I think there are a few more new folks have joined. Maybe so that we can keep the intro shorter, so that we'll also move ahead.
Yeah, sure. I think for folks who joined a little late, right? This growth club or book club is from organization called Peak Impact Mentorship (PIM). So you can Google about PIM. It's it's running from past 2 years. Our founder PIM founder is Vijay Kumar Kandal. He was working in semiconductor industry for more than a decade. Then he became a full-time entrepreneur, and then he started a few other businesses as well. So PM is one such organization which was started with a vision to impact 1 lakh professionals with effective communication life skills, right? And that are like every Saturday, Vijay conducts some growth sessions, and this book club or this growth club is an follow-up mechanism wherein we can speak two ways. We can implement the learnings, right? It's more about what we learn. It's also about implementing it, right? So this is a short intro. If you want to get in touch or part of our community, I will ping you the links again on YouTube and Telegram group. You can join it. We'll quickly take a short intro about folks who have joined newly today. Maybe you can share your name, profession, where are you joining from, how many years of experience you have. Okay, I think Sai Kiran has opened his video. You can
I can say that, Karthik.
Yeah, sure, Ahmad. Yeah, sure.
Hi, my name is Hamad, guys. It was a very interesting session for me. Actually, just to give you a brief introduction about myself, I am from Hyderabad. I currently work for Dell Technologies. I have overall experience of around 14 years, and I'm like a, a a good friend of Nasir, who basically is a part of your team, and he used to send me those videos and pictures, and I was like so inspired by that, and I thought, why don't you also, seek the permission and also add me in the team, so that I can even, it can benefit here. And moreover, my objective to join is not just for myself. We also run an NGO here with the name of Professional Solidarity Forum, wherein many professionals are associated here in Hyderabad along with it. And currently, I'm leading that team as a city president. So I thought, why don't good things can also be expanded to the people who deserve it. Actually, will not force anyone, but if in case we certainly present it in a good way, people, those who are interested to be with such forums, I think it will be really beneficial. So that with that thought process, I've joined this.
Very nice, Ahmad. Hope I'm spelling it right.
Yeah, that's right, Hamad.
Okay, Ahmad. Yeah, welcome again. Yeah, definitely, it's a nice. Whatever you told, it's a very nice thing. Probably we can get in touch personally, or you can drop any links you have or the group. We'll just share
Sure,
the group.
absolutely,
I think we have
absolutely.
shared it.
We
We'll
will
share
definitely
that.
connect offline. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Who wants to go next? Who wants to introduce? Sai Kiran, you want to introduce?
Yeah, hi. Karthik, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi family. Myself Sai Kiran Macha. I'm from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. Right now, I'm residing in Bangalore, working with Tata Consultancy Services as a mainframe developer. It's been almost 6 years for me in IT, and from last 5 years, I'm staying in Bangalore. And yeah, and I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur, so I want to learn more and more from the people who are already, focusing more towards their personal growth and all. So I found this community, and I feel, I'm very lucky to be part of this, because the kind of sharings that are happening here, so literally enlightening me. So I think I'm gonna be part of this community for long. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Sai. Welcome again. I hope you will have a nice time going forward also.
Right. Thank you so much, Karthik, and thank you, Kiran.
Hey, hi, myself Servani. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm working in Hyderabad location. Currently, I'm residing in my hometown, Palakol, Andhra. So far, I have an experience of 5+ years in finance background. So all this time, I have invested my time in others. So all my time, I have given my attention to others. So just thought of improving myself, and I want to know exactly who I am. So while I'm joined a couple of days back, I have joined in this meetup group. So I found this group as some informative and which can help me in my personal development rather than professional. So I heard, just now we heard from Saurabh and Nikhila. So very informative knowledge you have shared, and it's really great, guys. I'm very happy being part of this community. Yep, that's it from me.
Thank you so much, Sarvani. I hope you will have a great time.
Thank you.
New Satish, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Yes. Hi, Karthik. Hi, everyone. Yeah, this is Satish. I have been working as a developer in Merck around 1 year back. I have moved to Bangalore last year only. Actually, I have joined in this meet with the help of my colleague, who is Soundarya. With the help of her, I have joined. Yeah, actually, I want to find out what is happening in this group or community. Yeah, just I came to know that it is a very, very helpful community, so that I can take part of it. Sure. Yeah, thank you so much for being me as a part of. Yeah, bye.
Welcome, Satish. So I think so you'll be hearing to Soundarya very soon. She is a powerful speaker. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Abhishek, I think Abhishek had muted.
Yeah, hi team, hi all. Myself Abhishek. I have around 8 years of experience in IT industry. So right now I joined this forum majorly to improve my competence along with my personal growth. So hopefully I'll change now.
Welcome, Abhishek. I think your voice was little breaking, but yeah, we were audible. I mean, who else is there? Ashish has joined newly. Yeah. Pranay, Saha, Radha, Zakia, Sayali. You guys want to introduce anyone?
Hi everyone. Myself Saili. This is my I found this group on Meetup. I was looking for any group for improving myself. So so this is my first session today. I joined little late actually. I will I want to continue though, in the future as well. And that's currently I'm in Bangalore. So
What do you do?
and I'm looking for a job actually. I'm not working. So I want to work on my personal and professional both aspects of my life. So
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, personal professional growth. You are on the right platform. Welcome again. So
thank you.
who else want to introduce?
Yeah, hi, I'm Radha. Am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm from Pune. I'm a yoga teacher, and uh, I'm here only because of Saundarya. So, few days back, I generally picked up my phone and asked Saundarya, "Which book are you reading these days?" So we just had a chat on the books and all. And just before this meeting, she had sent me this link. She said, "Just join in the group and have a feel of it." So I'm really not aware of this community really well, because I just got the link few minutes back before this meeting. So I'm here just to explore and see, because I was interested in going through some of the other books which can help in self-improvement. So thank you, Saundarya, for pulling in me here.
Welcome, Radha.
Nice, Radha. Yeah, I think we are just getting started. Maybe we have few more topics lined up. Okay. So who else? Who else is
Yeah.
joining?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Zakia here. Hello. Is my voice audible?
Yeah, Zakia, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Zakia. Yeah. I'm working with Merck from past 7 years. So because of Saundarya, I'm also in this session now. I wanted to improve myself, like as Sarvani was saying, right? Not professionally, even personally, I want to improve myself. So like her only same, my thinking is also the same. I want to have improvement personally even. Didn't find a proper platform yet because of busy schedules with our professional life. Though I think of, okay, I'll join some session, okay, I'll go to some classes, but it didn't happen. So now it's time for me, I think.
Definitely, Zakia. Welcome again to our community. I hope it adds a lot of value.
Yeah, thank you, Karthik.
Who else? Pranay Saha?
Pranay,
Not.
Hi all. I'm Pranesh Sahu. Yeah, this is my. I have been. I have attended some of the sessions previously, but not regularly because of some other work, and even Kiran has pinged me today. Some call was going on, so I once that finished, so I immediately joined in. Maybe yes, I'll also, I have to prioritize it, and I have to join for the sessions regularly. Like last PM session also I attended, and so it was regarding procrastination. So maybe I need to prioritize it, and I need to attend it regularly so that I'll take the benefit from this group. Thank you, Kiran, for inviting me.
Thank you, Pranay. Glad to see you, man.
Sure, Kiran. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else left? Did we miss anyone?
I think Divya, I guess Divya joined, Divya Chekka. Even she is, I think, new.
Hi.
Hey, hi.
I'm sorry that I held up in something. I couldn't join at 9 o'clock.
No worries, Divya. So we are just taking the introduction. If it is feasible, do switch on your video. I just wanted to, you can introduce all of us, that your name, maybe profession, your years of experience, and where do you locate.
I'm not a newcomer. This is my second time actually. Like, okay, even then, but still. Okay, hi, I'm Divya. I'm a housewife from Tadepalligudam. Shrikant has invited me to join the club, and I have seen the first time. It is interesting to start this part of life again for me. So even now, I want to spend my time on reading books and knowing stuff, like actually getting a little more exposure. So I wanted to come back and join the group.
Amazing. I think your face, now when I see your face, I remember Divya.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I think it's a hint for all of you, because you'll forget if you don't switch on your
I know.
camera. It's very difficult to connect. But really nice.
Totally.
Really happy to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, Karthik.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you'll have a nice time. So if I missed anyone, you can please ping me, and you can. We have shared our Telegram and YouTube link on the chat box. You can join that. So yeah, we'll move ahead with the speakers which were planned. So Apurva, you want to go next?
Yeah, fine for me.
I will spotlight you.
Yes.
Apurva, intro bhi de dena.
Okay. Okay. So hello all. I'm Apurva, and I'm an IT professional like for past 6 years now. Okay, to get started with this power of subconscious mind, I know like Saurabh has already covered few points, but still I would like to add some. Okay, to start with, uh, there are few laws of life or laws of nature, like sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Uh, Even like there is a full moon and the new moon after every 15 days. Also, like there is the photosynthesis process in the plants um, for during the daylight. So like there are few such laws of nature, and also sorry, I haven't shared my screen. Just a minute. Yep. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So similarly, there is this law of life, like law. So there is this law of subconscious mind. That is the law of belief. Now, what is belief? Belief is a thought in your mind. So believe in the power of your subconscious to heal, inspire, strengthen, and prosper you. Do not believe in things to harm or hurt you. So when you change your thoughts, you will change your destiny. Further, author says about objective and the subjective mind. So here the objective mind gets or learns through all your five senses through observation, experience, and education, whereas your subjective mind learns through the cognizance of your environment, which is independent of five senses. So basically, it perceives on intuition. Okay, now since our subjective mind is intuitive, it generates auto suggestions. So, what are auto suggestions? It is suggesting something definite and specific to oneself. How is auto suggestion generated? Well, it is generated with these impressions of like you cannot do it, you are all wrong, you will fail, or it is no use of trying so hard, things are getting worse and worse, etc. So, these are the impressions which are made on you since your childhood or in the past, which mostly causes this behavioral patterns or failures in your life. So one should follow constructive auto suggestions as your reconditioning therapy. Okay, moving over to heterosuggestions. So heterosuggestions are the suggestions from another person, which are mostly to control or instill fear within you. This is basically to make you think or act in their own way. So we most of the times we get all the hetero suggestions from our friends, parents, relatives, teachers, and associates, which contribute to negative suggestions. But these suggestions have no power in themselves. So it has only the power if you give them the power and if you give your mental consent to entertain this thought. Further, author says, like the subconscious mind is all wise and it knows all the answers to your questions. It does not argue or talk back to you. If you give the right request at the right time, it will attain your cooperation. So, to summarize in 5 points, think good and the good follows. Think evil and evil follows. The subconscious mind does not argue with you. It accepts whatever your conscious mind decrees. You have power to choose. Your conscious mind is the watchman of the gate, and your mind is not evil. No force of the nature is evil. It depends on how you use the power of nature. So that's all for the session. Thank you.
Wonderful, Apurva. Thank you so much. It has really happened. I mean, it's not just a talk from the book. It has actually happened to me also. So many times I have some questions in my mind and I just go to sleep without just thinking about it. But since those questions were deep, right, I somehow I get the answers. Okay, so it actually works. Yeah.
Yeah, even actually, I most of the times I get my answers to the code in my sleep only. So even if this happens to me,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the secret of a good code. All the coders who are listening.
अरे पर बाकी भी answers मिलने चाहिए ना. What's the use of getting that answer to that code? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Apurva. So probably I'll go next. Kiran, please, if you spotlight me. Okay. So hi all. So we are Karthik and Sana. We both work in the IT industry in Bangalore. It's been over a decade, right? So I was sharing about this book, right, from Personality Plus, right, by Florence Litov, right? We covered about 3 personalities before. We spoke about sanguine. They are very popular. They are loved by everyone. Second one is melancholists. They are thinkers, right? Orientation, detail oriented, all that. Third one is choleric. They are very powerful. They are leaders. Okay, they are doers basically. So today I'll be covering about the fourth one, that is pragmatics, right? This is the fourth and the last personality type we have from this book, right? So let us quickly, I'll share my screen. Let us quickly go ahead. We'll talk about their strengths and weakness, right? Okay, so if you see pragmatists or like watcher, so means you may I think we have heard this, right? So when great things are happening, there are 3 kinds of people. One is they do it, I mean they make it happen. Second one is people they watch it happen. Third thing is some people wonder what happened, right? So these people maybe belong to the second category, I would say, more watchers, right? Let us quickly go to the strengths, right? So what are the emotions? Their humble personality, they are sociable and emotions and relaxed. They're quiet, calm, okay, patient. They're well balanced, consistent in life. They're calm but smart, right? They're sympathetic and kind. They hide emotions. They accept life happily as it goes, right? They're versatile. So how are they at workplace, right? They're competent, okay, and they're very steady. They're peaceful. They're easy to agree. They have administrative ability. They mediate problems. They avoid conflicts, okay. They're very good under pressure, right? They find an easy way. As a friend, okay, they're easy to get along with. They're very delightful. They do not like to offend anyone. They're good listeners, okay. They have dry sense of humor. They enjoy watching people. They have many friends. They have compassion and concern, okay. As a parent, okay, a pragmatic, as a good parent, okay, they provide time for children. They're not in a hurry. They take what is good from the bad also, and they never get upset easily, okay. So if you see, like, they are more of a peaceful personality. They want to relax, okay. So I think some of you would be able to relate. When, as I told, I want to quickly illustrate this with a small story before I get on to the weakness part, right? So this author, right, Florence and Dawn with their daughter, right? They'll be coming back visiting their relatives, okay? And Florence want to get back home as quickly as possible. But on the way, Dawn tells, we have to fill the gas, okay? So she was reluctant, but Dawn says, why to take a chance? So they drop at the this gas station, okay? And she thought, so she just Florence and her daughter goes to the ladies' room, and she thought, okay, by the time I come back, he will be ready with the car on the driveway. But once she comes back, she was surprised. Dawn, she sees Dawn standing in the outside the car, holding his money. Okay, she gets very angry. She goes and yells at him. Oh, what are you doing here, right? He is like, okay, there's nobody to collect the money. Okay, and that $20 bill, they find some attendant, and he refuses to collect because he wants the exact change, right? And these guys will not have exact change, and she again yells at the attendant also. She'll be angry. So she's not, okay, I'll quickly barge into the cashier, get the change. But this guy was like, no, let me not do that. So he goes, buys some yogurt, okay, pays the $20 bill, and comes back, and okay, she's like, you're wasting so much of time, but okay, that's how she is, because she's a sanguine, right? And she sees after coming back, he watches the guy changing the tire patiently, and then after he's done, he give the money to him also. He happily comes back and goes her home. So if you see all through the process, right, he never gets angry with this process, and he never get upset with her impatience also. Okay, now you can imagine who these guys were, pragmatics, right? You may think they are saints, somewhat like saints, right? Okay, so we'll quickly move to the weakness part. Okay, so as I told you last time also, positives, if they go to extreme, they can become weakness, right? So let us quickly go through their problems. Okay, we have to motivate them, right? So if you see, peaceful pragmatics are not exciting enough. Okay, maybe you may not know. If you ask your spouse or the partner, they may tell you. Okay, what is the solution? Try to get enthused. Okay, find something which you might feel joyful. Okay, which you can enjoy. Okay, at least start with once a month, right? Next thing is they resist change actually, right? And what is the solution? Try something new. Okay, take something new every week. You can start like that. Okay, every week see something which sounds interesting, which you can do. Okay, your partner will love to do if you to see that. Okay, what is the next problem? They seem lazy. Okay, pragmatics. So what is the solution? Right, learn to accept responsibility for your life. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Okay, and motivate yourself. Right. So if you're feeling very difficult to start this, okay, find a person who can do this for you, who can push you. Okay, I had a little bit characteristic of this in me also. That's how after I joined PIM, I got a coach. I got Kiran, other coaches, Vijay in PIM. Okay, I invest on them. I invest on my coaches, right? They make me. I mean, I'm giving 100% authority to them to make me come out of the comfort zone, right? It is something like that. What is the next problem? Okay, they have a quiet will of iron, right? What is solution? Learn to communicate your feelings. Okay, this is especially important in relationships, guys. Okay, author Florence, okay, she talks about another instance, okay, wherein this husband and wife, when they go to the counselor, this counselor asked the couple, okay, how is the marriage going? He's like, everything is going fine. Okay, even though he has little hiccups with his wife, he's like, no, it's all going good, right? After a few years also, if he asks the same question, he's like, no, everything is going good. He don't want to communicate his feelings. At the end of 10 years, he's like, I am done with this man, right? I am packing my bags. I am going, we are breaking, something like this, right? And the wife was like surprised. What happened all of a sudden after 10 years? We were good, right? Till now. And this guy is like, I have bared you for 10 years. I can't bear you anymore. And I'm just moving out. Okay, don't stop me. She asked, why don't you change your mind? He's like, I have made this courageous decision after 10 years. I can't change my mind now, right? Because all this while he was, I mean, he was taking a path of least resistance. Okay, he don't want to argue or, okay, but it's don't hold on. Okay, open up, right? So what is the next problem? Okay, this is the last one. They appear wishy-washy. Okay, don't be weak, guys. Pragmatics, right? Practice making decisions and learn to say no. Okay, so if you see, it's not why they don't take decisions is not because they are incompetent. It's not like that, but because they are I mean, they have taken a major decision that they will not take any decisions in their life, right? that's how they have become. Okay, because if they take decisions, they are responsible for the outcome. Okay, so let me not take any decision anyhow. Okay, so learn to be decisive. If you do it, your closed ones and family, they rejoice. See, I was listening to this podcast. This speaker was telling, if you don't if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. I'll repeat. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. You will fall for anything and everything. Okay, be strong, be decisive. And if you get fear, if you have fear of taking decisions, believe there will be someone to help you. It can be God, it can be universe, it can be any power, right? It will help you to take right decisions. Okay, so this was it. I hope it added a lot of value. Thank you so much, and over to Sana.
Thank you. It sounded like he was talking about me for some time when he was talking about sanguines, because I'm a pure sanguine personality and he's a combination of two different personalities where I really have to change. But yes, so it's a great combination, you know, when you have extreme opposites. But yes, we definitely come to one right path when we want to grow. So I'm speaking after a very long time. Like I said, I have missed this place. So I'm talking about a very simple but a strong, inspiring story, I would say. So I will be talking about this lady. I'll name her MB for now. I will not be talking anything about her name. So this lady MB was born in Delhi, and she was a pack of 6 people. So she had 3 brothers and sisters. She was somewhere in the middle, and she lost her dad somewhere when she was 9-year-old. And her dad left behind good amount of property, but her mom raised her with a normal childhood, because considering so many people in the family, she had a very normal childhood. And when she was around 19 and a half, she got married to an Indian Navy guy. And we all know, if we are a part of such families, you end up traveling everywhere in the country. So she likewise traveled from Delhi to Bombay to Visakhapatnam to multiple other places. And And she, she got married at a very young age. Although she completed her BA in history, she did quite well. And she also became a mom somewhere around in 1965, I believe. And then post another 8-9 years, she gave birth to her second son. And since her husband was most of the time away, it was very difficult for her to just while away time with kids growing up. And she was not someone who was fit into this place. MB was not someone who was fit into one place, or she did not like a job where she had strict rules. Something that she really loved doing is designing clothes. As women, if we go back to maybe 1960s, 70s, we would see women maximum cooking, or just taking care of kids, or have a regular life. But she did not enjoy any of this. So she had a very strong will of designing clothes. And when she started, and when the kids grew up, she thought of doing something that she's really interested in. And since she enjoyed it, she experimented few of her saris, and got block prints done and all of that. I'm sure women would relate to this. But yeah, her husband was not someone who would get involved in this, but he was okay about his wife being in the his wife being a part of the business that she wanted to take in. So that way her husband helped her to pick an 8,000 rupees loan back then from Syndicate Bank. And she invested that, to buy a good amount of fabric, and also, a tailor who can make the design that she had in her mind. And she started selling them at her house with a very reasonable price of 200 rupees. And imagine, guess, with that 8,000 rupees investment, she made 3,000 profit. And I had been in that place. My first profit, I will put it to the God. I will buy something for my family. I'll buy something for my son. All that would have come in that mindset. But then no, what she had in her mind is to reinvest it. So she did not think about what I need to do with that money, but she wanted to know how that can multiply. And over time, she the customers that she had became friends. So they used to sit over at her sit at her place in Mumbai. She rented a flat and she stayed there. And they came over for chai. They didn't really come over for buying initially, but then they became such good friends that they started buying her designs. And over time, it actually became a huge, she started earning more, and her biggest advertisement was word of mouth. I think even to this day, I think the biggest advertisement is word of mouth, because it's more powerful when it comes from your credible person, your friend, your family, someone like that. And then she grew so big that back then huge retailers like Benzer and Sheetal, these were very big retail stores for ethnic wear, started approaching. And these people asked 100 pieces at a time. So she's someone who started with 40 pieces, and suddenly she had 100 pieces because she got famous. And then she scaled up the production. She got into different avenues like terracottas and silk and all of that. And in 3 years, imagine, from 3 years of starting that venture, where it was just like a pocket money thing, it started and it became like a business. And in 3 years, the 1,000 became lakhs. And the number of pieces that were going to be produced became in thousands. And by the end of the day, she also bought a 1,000 square feet office in Kemp's Corner, which is in Mumbai, again from this small business that she thought. And after this, obviously her sons grew up. One of her sons finished his BCom, and he came up and he said, I will join the business. And she said, no, how can you, what will you do? You have no idea about Salwar Kameez, whatever I'm designing, you have no idea. I'm not going to welcome you. But her son was very adamant. He said, I'm not going to take a no, I'm going to get into the business. Soon after he came, he took the most headache part that she thought, but was the most important part, which is like handling accounts, handling labor, keeping accounts, keeping a record. So he started doing all of that. And then after which, I think somewhere around 2000, when Shoppers Stop came into the market, the real big market, they started approaching MB for more pieces of her work. And at this point of time, she was not really open for a business as such, but with this approach, she had to increase her commitment for the business and multiple things, which led to the, the workers going into difficulty. So after this, when the work, I mean, because it was a change, it was not really possible. They went into difficulty, and it was MB's sole responsibility to get everybody in line. And over a period of time, a lot of pieces, a lot of places, they started asking pieces. They even started their own store when her second son finished his Harvard. They started their first company-owned store, and today they have around 90 owned stores, and they produce 60 to 70,000 pieces of designer wear. And that is from like, it's a journey of like 20 to 30 years that has gone in here. And she tells it's a vision that you need to have. It's about how you're growing. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you grow or not, but it's the vision you have for growth. And if we see all of us here have a vision for our own self, and she says that, keep dreaming about it. Where she started at 40 to 60 to 70,000 pieces. And today their turnover is more than 300 crores, and they're going global as well. I think I've given enough information about who this lady is. So I'll just share my screen to reveal who this amazing woman is. And so, yeah, so this is from the book, from the book by Rashmi Bansal, which is about Follow Every Rainbow. And the woman I was talking about is, anybody wants to take a guess? At least women should, because it's all about designer wear and, clothes and salwar kameez, kurtis, whatever you think. Anybody wants to take a wild guess before I just go? I mean, I take 5 seconds out of your time. Okay, that's Meena Bindra for you, and that's Biba. I think we've all heard so much about Biba, but we didn't know the amount of simple story, the amount of inspiration she had with a simple story. So if you passionately want to do something, then do it. Everybody has the potential and capability. You must, and the capability, you must never feel, hum to nahi kar sakte. No, please, we all can do it. So live a dream that you want to share it with your future generations. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. It was a wonderful story of a women entrepreneur, right? Okay, so we'll quickly move to Soumya. You want to share next?
Okay, Karthik, I'll share. Even I have prepared from Rashmi Bansal book only, Connecting the Dots.
Awesome.
A quick intro about me. I have, sorry, I'm little not well today. Anyways, I'm married, happily married. I have 2 kids. I am in a break now, right now, in a career break. That's all about occupation. And for recreation, I do play veena, sometimes sing, and through inspiration from Soundarya, I joined Art of Living classes also to learn yoga as well. So coming to my talk, like somehow I just opened the middle page and I got this amazing man. And let me keep that man as a surprise, as Sahana did. So he was very passionate, and initially he was born in a very good family. When his grandfather went into Hindu University as well, and his grandfather was an engineer. And after that, his grandfather came back to his hometown and started some mill. And after that, their next generation could not take up the mill business. No one is interested. And he is a 3rd generation of his, because of the mismanagement of the wealth, and 2nd generation could not handle it. And the 3rd generation, suddenly they fell into poverty. And his father, he lost his father at the age of very young, there were three for his father. So his brother and sister and himself, and he was just 1 year old when he lost his father. So it was very tough time, and suddenly the family became lower income. I mean, from high family status to very low family status. So it was terrible, his journey, and his brother had to work to support his family, and so his brother took up a job and started helping his started helping his sister and his brother. So okay, and okay, sorry. And so that's how he came up, and while doing his college, he started it in his NCC. He got his passion first there. He started teaching kids in a slum area, and then he started sorry, I have a lot of distractions here around. Anyways,
No problem,
okay.
You're happy for the participation that your daughter also is giving.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not prepared well, anyways. I have read the storyline entirely, but I'm not able to present 100%. Anyways, I will stop the secrets now, and I will continue in the next PM session. So
Yeah,
keep this as a surprise, like who is that guy and what he did.
This is nice. She did a Bahubali part 1 now. Unknowingly, she told, not prepared, and then just kept this secret. Good. Great.
Okay. Because I don't want to kill time, okay, of others as well. So there are so many people lined up speaking. So
sure, definitely. Thank you so much.
Let the best shine.
We'll be waiting for your continuation. Rohit, can you share next?
Yeah, hi. I think Soumya, you can just take it easy. It's fine because my next talk is going to be, dealing with such situation. If you are trying to force your brain to do something, it will not happen. So I'll just start. And thank you, everyone. And congratulations to Kiran for being promoted to manager. I just joined late because I had some issue with my laptop. So yeah, sorry for that. Hi everyone, myself Rohit, and I am an engineer and I work in Bangalore. I work for a telecom company called Nokia. And today my topic is from the book Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And this is a really good book. I think I don't know how many times I have read this book, not entirely, but some chapter. And the best thing about this book is that yesterday I was reading this book and I was preparing the PPT that I'm going to present. And my Bua came and she was having some problem and I explained her the entire topic. I thought, why to go to book club to explain? First, charity begins at home, right? Do it. I explained her, and the good thing is that she's happy. She felt good. So that's something good that really boosted my confidence. So just not take much time. I'll share my screen and just show you what I have to show. So let me just go to the first slide. Yeah. Slide. So yeah. So the chapter is how to get the results you want. So we all want to do something. We all want to get some result. But is there a scientific way? Is there a correct way to do it? So let me just tell you the way. So what is subconscious mind? So subconscious mind is like a directory, is like a database that stores everything. It is basically 90% of your mind that is controlling all your vital functions, all your part that are not in your control in your controlled by your conscious mind, basically. So all your organs, all your blood circles, everything which is there, it is being handled by your subconscious mind. Only certain things are done by your conscious mind. That is only 10%. So what I'm going to talk is 90% of your brain. So how to do it? How to use your brain or subconscious mind to do it? The first step is easy does it. Make it easy. Take it easy. Something that I told to Soumya, if you are not able to express, don't worry. Just let your daughter distract you. It's fine. She is part of book club now. It's okay. Just accept that. Right? Easy does it. Just give me. Just let me give one example that we all have felt is that when we go to examination hall, right, and we try to recall one answer. यार याद क्यों नहीं आ रहा है यार इसका आंसर तो मुझे पता है याद नहीं आ रहा यार याद नहीं आ रहा है और जैसे एग्जाम खत्म होता है बाहर निकलोगे you will remember everything. You will remember the answer, right? This happened, I think, right? This happened to me. So why it happened? Because you are forcing your brain to do something, but your brain has not designed to do that, right? It will not work. So make it easy. It will go. So don't. So the thing is that if you go too much in detail, क्यों याद नहीं आ रहा है? Why यार मैंने तो कल ही पढ़ा था, मैंने तो इसको highlight भी किया था, ये भी करा था. It will not work, right? Just imagine the end result that I am going to answer this question, and this is something like this. I need to write this, and it will automatically pop up, right? Just imagine the end result, whatever it may be, your finances, maybe your personal development, your finance. If you want to achieve some finance goal, right? You want to earn 1,000 rupees a day, something like that, right? और सोचो कि यार मैं 1,000 रुपए नहीं कमा पा रहा हूँ यार, इतना नहीं कमा पा रहा हूँ यार, ऐसे नहीं होगा ना. You just take it easy, take a break. How can I earn 1,000 rupees? Just think about you. What I know, can I sell my skills? Can I do some work, some hard work, something like that. If you force your brain to do it, it will not do. If you take it easy, it will do. Let me go to the next slide. So use imagination, not willpower. So this is really important, as Albert Einstein also said, right? Your human imagination does not have any limit, right? It is infinite. So basically, we work hard and we say that I have willpower to do so, and I will work hard and I will get the better result. But that does not the case always. We always see there are lots of people who work really hard, but they don't get the result because they lack imagination. They lack vision, right? They don't have any mission, right? As Sahana said, right? You have to have a vision, right? To do something, right? Something like that. So if you have the imagination to imagine your end result, then only you will succeed, right? Your willpower will not alone do the task, right? So you have to imagine first. Now, disciplined imagination works wonder. So if you have imagination and that is disciplined, like if you imagine I'll do this and I'll do that, you can imagine so many things, but it will not happen, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to go, direct your mind in a specific path, a specific way. Then only it will produce result. Because your subconscious mind is the architect of your body. It has developed, it has designed your whole body, whole organ, everything, right? It knows everything. So you have to have a disciplined imagination, then only it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. Next is resolve desire and imagination conflict. So this is really that we all can relate. This is your heart says something, your mind says something, right? If you both are not in harmony, it will not happen, right? If my heart says I want to buy this 11 Pro iPhone, but my mind says I don't have the money, right? I know my finances, right? My finance goal will be break, right? If I buy this, but my heart says, yeah, it is good. It has a really good camera. It will not happen, right? Both the things need to be in sync, right? They both will say the same thing. Then only I will buy an iPhone, right? Or maybe I'll do something, right? So there is no longer when there is no longer quarrels between different parts of your body, like your subconscious mind and conscious mind, then things happen in right way. Otherwise, it will not happen. So you have to resolve that conflict. Okay. So what I've just said, just let me recall all of that. Right? Too much effort or pressure block your answer, just like examination hall, right? Relax mind, accept the idea and execute them. So if you have a relaxed mind, right? If you are talking or if you are writing, if you're doing your work, if your mind is not relaxed, it will not execute the idea. It will just block it, right? So you need to be in a relaxed state, right? There is always solution for every problem. So you need to accept this idea, accept this truth that there is always a solution to every problem. If the problem exists, obviously there is a solution corresponding to it also exists. Otherwise, it will not exist. This is the truth. So that you have to रट्टा मान लो यार इसको, बस simple. मतलब I cannot explain this. Teacher told ना in our school days, इसको तुम रट्टा मान लो. You just mug it and just don't ask me why. Okay, so this is something like that. Believe in divine right, that is acting. So divine right here is like you can say universe or God, your subconscious mind, anything. Just believe that this is acting in your favor and this will do the work for you. Okay. So next is what you feel is what you get. Okay. So whatever you feel, whatever you imagine is what you will get. If you feel of good health, you will get good health. If you feel of wealth, you will get the wealth, something like that. And it is also working in the opposite direction. So if you feel like I'm poor, I'm not having good health, then that is also true. Okay, imagination is the most powerful faculty. So you are what you imagine, same thing, right? So if you imagine your future in a good shape, then it's good, right? If you imagine in bad shape, and that is bad only. So that is same thing. Okay, avoid conflict between your conscious and subconscious mind, that I have already explained. Yeah, your heart and your mind, like both the things should be in sync. Then only you will get the result, then only it will execute the idea. Okay, and imagine the fulfillment of your desire repeatedly prior to sleep. So this is something that I'll just want to explain. If you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, or you want to program your subconscious mind, then there is a hack, there is a way to do that. Before going to sleep, so before going to sleep, basically 5 minutes before going to sleep, you just imagine, or you just tell your mind that I want to do, I want to attend book club, or I want to read this much books before I attend the book club. Because at that time your subconscious mind is more dominant than your conscious mind, so it will listen to that thing and do that same thing before you wake up. Before just 5 minutes, just you wake up, when you are doing this to your eyes, then only you do this. Just tell your mind this, I want to do this, I want to achieve this in your mind. Because that time your subconscious mind is so much powerful, it will do it. And go to sleep. So sleep in peace and wake in joy. That's all. Over to you, Karthik.
Very nice, Rohit. I really like the slides. I mean, it was so. I was taking screenshot of. I thought of sharing screenshot of first. Then I thought second is good than first. Then I took that. Then I took third is better than second.
Actually, I got inspired from you, Karthik. To be honest, I thought you put those things, so I got inspired, and I spent some time yesterday, and I just made this. I'll also share in the Telegram. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So Uma, want to go next?
Yes, Karthik. Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Uma Valia. I'm a software engineer, and I live in Ahmedabad. Today, I'm going to speak about how to be a coach. So, before going into detail, we should know the difference between mentoring and coaching. So, what is mentoring? You give some advice based on your life experiences, then it is mentoring. So what is coaching then? So if you help someone to understand and get the answers on their own, so that is coaching. So how mentoring is better than how coaching is better than mentoring. So person to person, there might be different scenarios, so your life experiences might not help them to solve their problems. So how to be a good coach, or how to start doing coaching instead of mentoring? So first 2 points are very important. Stop giving advice and start asking questions. For example, let me explain that with my own real life recent example. My brother recently had a job opportunity, and we had a discussion that he should go to that job, or he should continue his current job. So we were discussing what to do. So instead of giving advice, I started asking him question that what are the benefits he's getting in the new job. The first benefit is obviously the salary. But then I asked him that what is the benefits he is getting from his current job. So there are many things, like he's comfortable, he has he has impression that he is a good in his work, and he has so much support from his seniors. So my brother has also his business going on, and the major benefit of the current job is he can also focus on his business, because he did not need to pay much attention to his job because he's very comfortable. He know his work, and he's very, he has very supportive upper management. So I was asking him question that what is the benefit in new job, what are the benefits in current job, and then I asked him, now what do you think, you should change your job or you should the current job? So so he was, he got his answer on his own that he should continue his current job. So this is an example of coaching. So while coaching, the first principle is don't give any advice and keep asking question so that the other person understood what should he need to do. If you feel that you should give some advice, then don't give it directly. You should give advice in a question format. For example, do you think this should be done, or what do you think if we do something like this, then what will happen? So if you need to give some advice, then also it should be in a question question format. And last thing, if you give some advice, or if there is some conclusion of your discussion, then also don't expect that the other person should follow your advice. Let them fail, and if the other person fails on for their decisions, then don't say them that I have told you, or I have.
Carry on, Umayya.
Hello.
Yeah, Uma, carry on.
Okay, so don't expect that other person should follow your advice. Allow them to fail, and if they fail, then pass such comments that I told you, or I knew that this is going to happen. So this is a few tips how to be a coach instead of a mentor. So this was all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Uma. Yeah, I think I stopped your video since it was getting hanged. Very nice difference. Actually, I was thinking coaching and mentoring was same long back, but yeah, there are a lot of differences. And I also came to know it's in mentorship is more about sharing life experience. Right? I didn't know that. I thought both are same. Thank you so much, Uma, for opening that beautiful nuggets. So Kiran, will go to Kiran. Probably, if you have not heard of Kiran, please tighten your seat belts. Okay. And spotlight Kiran. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great. So I'm super excited to see all of you. Definitely. So before I start, there are a lot of amazing speakers I heard. Biba's story, even I've heard for the first time, because you've seen the shops in the Indiranagar in Bangalore again and again whenever we pass in the bike. I never heard that the story is so deep. I'm sure the stories, every initiative has some story which can really inspire us. So I think today's book club theme I didn't decide, but I was just observing the theme of around the book club. It was all about the subconscious mind attracting the right opportunities and making things happen. And it is connected with an entrepreneurship or any good real life story. So I'll also cover a few story, but then definitely the last week, which I was covering a talk on how to develop an entrepreneur mindset. If you remember, we covered a couple of points of what kind of questions you need to ask yourself to know whether you're really an entrepreneur mindset right now or not. If you're not, it's all right, but at least you can ask yourself. So the first question which we talked about last time is, are you passionate about your venture? Right? When I say passion also drives you. It is a fuel to start as well as it is a fuel to keep you in the venture for a longer period of time, right? The second was, are you a promoter? So if you're a person who is a phlegmatic, if you don't know how to promote, then you have to learn this, because or else either you delegate this promotion to someone else, which is very rare. You will never find an entrepreneur who takes anyone's help to promote his idea, because that comes from heart, and you have to learn how to be a promoter for an idea and whatever you believe in. The third we discussed about is, can you handle stress? Because the moment you take up a venture on your head, trust me, the stress was so typical of any entrepreneur, and there are a lot of pressure points which we discussed last week as well. We also talked about in the points is, are you really healthy? Because if you're not in the right frame of mind, if you don't know your body well, if you're not in the optimized state of your mind, then all of your energy will be gone somewhere. You're leaking, your mental energy will be getting leaked. Okay. So today I'll cover 4 more questions, but with the story of a new story, which Nikhila asked last time. What is the story of Velcro? So before I start the story, let me present my screen to at least give you an idea what a Velcro is, so that you will get a clarity. Okay. So have anyone used this product? Okay, it's a common product. All right.
Yes, we have used.
Okay, so let me ask you maybe a few questions then before I go into the story of the Velcro. How many years it would have taken to develop this simple product? Any guesses? You can write in chat, you can maybe quickly unmute. Kitna time laga hoga to develop the prototype which I just showed you in the image to come up with that product? Any guesses? Mohammed Afsal says months, Saundarya 2, Pranay 1 year, couple of years like 2 or 3, Satish 10 years, wow, and maybe 2 years, 6 months, few days, wow, Zaki Aziz, few days, oh, mine is so sharp now. Okay, fine. Anyone else? Okay, cool. I'll reveal the secret now, because if you know the reality, it will just blow your mind. Even Satish was close to it, but the product to come up and go to the market and to have a patent, it took 15 years, 14 to 15 years. And Velcro is not the product. Velcro is the company's name. The one which I showed you, it is not the product. It is a company's name, just like Xerox. If you heard about Xerox, right? Or we have to go to Xerox machine. Xerox is not a name of the product. It is a company's name. So Velcro is a company's name. It took 14 long years to come up with a patent, and it was found in Switzerland. So now you hear the story. It's a very amazing story. Okay. So it was almost in 1941, where there was a guy called De Mestral. He was a very normal, simple guy. He was very passionate. He was kind of he wanted to become an inventor. At that time, there are a lot of inventors in the market. So he wanted to become an inventor. He took his dog. He was very passionate about his pets and all. He went to stroll in the Alps of Swiss. And after coming back, if you remember, if you played in Gaon, in villages and everything, if you wear something like pant, after coming back and playing, you'll see some things are getting stick in your pant, right? The small thing which gets stick. And that guy did not ignore that. So when De Mestral saw this, after strolling, coming from there, he saw, okay, something is stick there. What is that? I need to see that. He took those things, his clothes and everything. He went to his lab and went into a microscope and just started watching what is making this happen. And then he observed this very small, minuscule hooks and loops were there. So the loops were kind of his own clothes. So your clothes will have some fabrics, right? That will be like acting like some loops. And the plant material which got stuck, it was like a loop. So then he realized, I think this is an amazing idea. I think we should monetize it. We could, make it go live, and we can make it big. So sometimes you get an idea, right? In your sleep time, something, yaar, kuch to kar sakte hain, bilkul kar sakte hain. So only thing is he did not let it go. He persisted. And to create that simple product, the challenge he made is he's tried in multiple fabrics. He tried in cotton, he tried in multiple things. The problem was that when he was sticking, after sticking, it was not coming back again. So he did a lot of hit and trial. In fact, he went to Paris, that was the fashion capital. He went to a lot of mills, industries to get help, how he can build a prototype. And to just build a prototype, it took 8 years. And the challenge was to identify what materials to use, which material will stick and come back and again stick, which won't lose tension, because the more you do like this, you stick and the tension got loses. And that took 8 years. And the challenge again was that anyone can copy this. So he thought, let me just patent it off. And he applied for patent in Switzerland. It took again 4 to 5 years. And eventually 1941 and in 1955, I think, 54 to 55, the patent was launched in Switzerland. And then he started his new store as well. So after launching the patent, 1 or 2 years, he thought, let me start my own company. And he named this term Velcro. Velcro is nothing but if you just distribute the this thing, well is velvet, crow is I think crochet. Crochet means called loop. So he combined this and created a word out of it. And that company got started. After starting the company itself, the journey was not over. People were ridiculing. People were telling, what is this product, man? It is useless. We don't want it. Itna rejections. After all this going through invent karte waqt bhi rejection face kiya tha. He was about to give up. He didn't give up. After 14 long years, patent bhi dal diya, but patent dalne ke baad bhi he is not able to commercialize it. तो सोचो 14 साल का एफर्ट डाला, कमर्शियलाइज ही नहीं कर पा रहा, पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे? और वो कंपनी स्टार्ट करने के लिए he took around $150,000 of loan in the timeline of 1955 उस टाइम पे. He took loan of that amount and he wanted to make it work. He took all in, all out. Okay? And after doing all of the stuff, he almost kind of gave up, but he ran the company just doing a small mom and pop store kind of stuff he ran. And after a few years, he applied patent for in the US as well. And in the US, if you remember, 1968 was something when Neil Armstrong went to space. And at that time, NASA was looking something, some product which does not use gum or any stickiness. And just so that they can use in their spacecraft and they can contain those some few equipments in what they have. And they also wanted to put in the spacesuit. And then they went into patents directory. They found Velcro, and that is how he got the first breakthrough. I don't know, out of 20 years, 18 to 19, 20 years, he got the first breakthrough. Why? Because NASA started using it. The moment NASA used, then that advertisement, all the marketing, everything happened for him. Then they got a kickstart after that. And that was a whole story of 20 years. And that after kickstart, then today you already know it is worth more than $1 billion. It's $1 billion company as well. And it is spread across 30 plus countries, and revenue. In fact, 1998, the revenue was $41 million, $50 million net profit they used to earn because of the product. And that popular became in all industries of the current market. So what to learn? So the next four questions to ask whether you have an entrepreneur mindset is, the fifth question is, are you comfortable with risk? If you're not comfortable, you be honest to yourself. It's fine that you're not comfortable. How about even practicing to take risk in your own job? Now you don't have to lose money there, right? You're blessed that you have a good job. Why don't you have a mindset of taking a risk there? That is the first step to break your comfort zone. Speaking here may be embarrassing to you. Let's say if you're talking for the first time, maybe you feel fearful, and it is a risk for you because you're exposing your insecurity or fear towards everyone. That is a risk. But can you overcome to get the outcome? The second thing, do you embrace failure as a friend? I don't have to say because the story itself told. If someone can persist for 20 long years, 15 long years, in spite of not giving up, that says that he took failure as a friend and he was obsessed by that idea to go into the market. The fourth question, number 7 is, are you creative in problem solving? Every time it didn't work, he didn't give up. This material won't work. He tried multiple material until he found something called nylon and with other material, where the weaving and the fabric got properly aligned. And that iteration took him 8 years. Can you believe it? 8 years to find the proper solution for the same problem. So he was very creative in problem solving. The last one, my favorite one is, are you really optimistic? And optimistic have a very good simple quote. I have read this somewhere. So a person who makes the best out of it when he gets the worst of it. When you get the worst of your life, just assess your mind. Are you thinking positive that time, or your mind is going negative? If you're naturally going towards positivity, then I think you're already an optimist. And that comes with time, with your association, with the people you hang around with, honestly speaking, and the books you read and the people you associate, the kind of inspiration you get from people's life, your optimistic mindset get develops and you reflect in all aspects of life. So was he optimistic? Definitely he was optimistic. From 1951 to 1955, patent gaya, uske baad he took loans, everything, and still he died in 1978, I think, but his company still is running. You just Google up Velcro, it is still there. So that's the story which I wanted to share. So don't lose hope. Even if you start late or something, doesn't matter. You just have to be in the game. As long as your reasons are clear, be in the game. And that is where we started. My journey with the Growth Express and with Vijay started 5 years back. January 15, it was when I met Vijay for the first time, and he shared this story to me. So this story stayed with me since that day. And I realized it is not about winning a sprint. It is more about a marathon. How long I can be in the game is the whole idea. And yeah, this is what story inspired me to take a decision that day. Until today, we are just batting, right? We are playing our game. So thank you so much, Karthik. Over to you.
So many learnings. I don't want to dilute the feel. Okay, so yeah, I think we have one last speaker. Soundarya, you want to go? I'm not sure if Soundarya is able to hear me. We can take a small group pic by then.
Yep.
People have stayed for a long time, I know.
Maybe people don't. Karthik, you have to speak so that people can come in the video. Nice.
Yeah.
Groupie guys, please switch on your videos. We want to see all of you. Nice
book. So if you're switching on the video, you have to bring one book. That is the criteria. Any book you can bring, whatever book you have, so that we can promote books. Nice. Kindle also is fine if you have Kindle.
Is anybody else turning on? We can quickly take a pic. Maybe for 2 seconds if you turn on.
This picture will go all over the world in the next 1 week. It will float everywhere. So please.
Okay. I'll quickly take a pic. Hope you are all ready. Okay. I'll take 2 pics. 1, 2, 3, go. Stand by. I'll take another one. I'm just saving. Okay. Let me take another one. Ready? -4, -3, -2, -1. Go. Smile. Yeah.
Awesome.
Done.